Yo, what is up boys, my name is Mike, and on this channel I've showed you how I went from 0 PR and 0 earnings to now being over 5k PR and qualifying for Division 1. In this video I'm going to show you one of my strategies that helped me qualify for Division 1, and you can use it in your own gameplay, so let's begin with this video. Okay, so the basic premise behind this strategy is, so let's say this is 4th zone. The next zone is going to be a 50-50 zone that pulls like this, right? And a lot of you have probably realized that if you are at this outer edge like this and you have this max pool, it is pretty difficult to rotate. And what ends up happening usually is because you have such a far rotate, the furthest you can go is here. And then if someone does pool like all the way here again, something like this, they have another max pool and it's very difficult to rotate. And you could lose a lot of mats on these two max pool rotates. So what the strategy basically is that if you are in this 4th zone right here, you try to be more at the center. And what happens is, let's say zone pools like this. Now, instead of stopping right here with all of these kids behind you also stopping at this location, since you have priority, you can go even deeper to this spot right here. So you basically go from the X to the X, like in the center right here. And then if zone pools far like this, you do it again like this. Boom. And this is basically the boob strat, right? You basically go from the center of one boob to another. And so right now I'll show you one of my games where this strategy did not work out and how that forced us to use more mats on the rotate. As you can see in this game, we are at the dead side of 4th zone. And we are in a very good spot on top of this hill in like some sort of surge base. And since I didn't want to leave this position to go from dead side to center, zone did end up pulling all the way max distance, and that's why we're gonna have a pretty difficult rotate. This is actually one of the tournaments that we didn't qualify and we only placed like top 500 in Div 2. And after this tournament I used the boob strat a lot more. We already figured it out before this tournament, but we didn't really realize how broken it actually was. So right here you're already noticing, like we are making a very difficult rotate. So many teams nearby, can't do it as easily. Now, of course, I'm the best IGL in the game, so we do make it in. Relatively free, not gonna lie. Like, we haven't wasted that many mats. We still have a great amount of builds. And I just start us in, and we're chilling. But as you can see right here, we are boxed up at this outer edge right here. And soon you'll see that zone does end up pulling max distance once again. Now, we did get a free kill right here, holding some kids, because we are edge. We got the skill. And I even go down to get some of the spare mats right there. And some of the spare heals. And now we're absolutely chilling. But zone pulls max distance basically once again. And we're gonna have a difficult rotate one more time. The problem with being on the edge right here is that a lot of kids, they will only go as soon as you go. Because nobody's trying to go early. Because then you just get targeted. You get focused. So you have to go very late. And then you can get held and you're gonna lose a lot of mats. I guess we both have the gloves right here, which is pretty good. But we get shot once more. So yeah, we wasted quite a bit of heals and mats on those two rotates, you know? Now here, once again, in an ideal situation, we didn't have to box up at this edge location right here. And we were already at this X, like at the center right here. The center of the boob, basically. So that if zone pulls anywhere like this, we have priority and we can go for free. But now what's gonna happen is zone pulls all the way north and we basically have to stay here. We cannot go early. And so we're gonna have to make a more difficult rotate. But of course, because I'm the best IGL in the game, I make one of the most amazing plays. Instead of forcing our way through all of this congestion right here, I basically make us rotate all the way here, where I would like to be, you know, at the center, so that this rotate towards zone is gonna be even more free. You know, that's just my genius brain doing its thing, you know? Okay, so now I'll show you a game where it did work out, where we did do the exact strategy I wanted. Now the strategy does kind of start in 3rd zone already, because I'd like to be more at this dead side location. If we were at this spot right here in Storm, like Storm playing for example, or anywhere at congested side, it's much more difficult to rotate to the center or 4th zone. And that's why you'll see that we are at the dead side location in 3rd zone almost every time. Now this is actually kind of interesting, but I do try to predict where zones pull. So I know there's like wonky land in this zone. And I was like, you know, I have like a suspicion, I have like an intuition that zone is eventually gonna end up in wonky land. And this is the reason why we're at this spot right here. And it's also the reason why I don't go to the center of 4th zone right here. You know, maybe I've just played this game too much, but I just know it's gonna pull wonky land for some reason. This is actually too funny, bro. Like, I'm so good at this game. Now what we do, instead of sitting here on edge, we go to the center of the boob. It's the boob strat. I could have gone insta, should have maybe done it, but now we are all the way at the center of 5th zone. But now anywhere it pools, we're gonna have a much more free rotate, you know? Especially if zone were to open up towards the expanding side. Now it does pool all the way back, which is unlucky, but we'll still do the boob strat even if it like pools like this. Now of course, I'm thinking, okay, the most congested side of zone is gonna be right here. So what do I do? I go north, you know, I try to avoid the congestion once again. I tarp us in, basically ramp up, and now we're in such a chilling position. Oh my. And you could say to me, but Fragger Mike, what happens if zone pulls all the way back to congested side? Well, that is unlucky, but like, you know, you're gonna have to make a more difficult rotate either way in that situation. Now we do get a good pull, so yeah, I didn't have to worry about it. But if it pulled back, like, you're gonna have to make a rotate that is just as difficult as any other 50-50 pull, you know? We're just gonna have to waste more builds, more mats, more heals. But look how stacked we are going into this endgame, you know? Like, we wasted 0 of our heals and only a few of our mats, you know? And this is why the boob strat is so broken. I even position ourselves a little bit further in, but, you know, like, not that far because I didn't think it was worth it. Maybe in the future, I'll think about it a bit more, forcing my way to center even more. Like, for example, right here, once again, we are coming out of the congested side right here, and we're trying to force our way to more of the center of 4th zone. But we were definitely on our way to qual. I think we were like 2nd place on the leaderboards right here. Yeah, so zone pulled back. Once again, trying to get to the center. I was like, yeah, get to that building. We got in this building, a lot to refarm as well. And now once again, we are basically at the center location of 6th zone. This is already. And then soon, as you can see, the zone pulls far, and I'm like, okay, let's just go, insta rotate, and we can get all the way to front side completely for free. And now we're one of the first teams that is just all the way to front side, basically. And yeah, we're just chilling. This is a very big part of our strategy. Yeah, I can show you the rest of our end games as well of how we played this and how we get 1st place right here. But I just wanted to share this piece of advice in this video. I hope you guys appreciate it. I definitely suggest you try this out in your own games, and yeah, let me know if it works out. Now have a great day, boys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.